Hey, Royaire.
Doing?
How you doing? Listen, y'all, we told y'all we was coming back and we're here. We're recapping the Braxtons. We're a little bit behind on the Braxtons, but we're going to catch up real easy because this is episode 6 and we're going to do episode 7 and 8, not today, but whenever me and Royaire can get together, we'll do 7 and then we'll do 8, because they only have 8 episodes for their season. They need to do a little bit more, but at the end of the day too, I think I kind of understand how with the Braxtons.
Did you watch all 8?
I didn't watch all 8 yet.
Okay.
But I feel like they don't have much of storylines as do these other girls, especially because really this whole thing was kind of focused on Tawanda's wedding, the whole season, and that argument at the luncheon, the gathering, the get together, whatever. But still, I was here for it. So y'all know the routine. Hey, Will, thanks for all your support. We love you for always coming through and supporting us. What was I going to say? So we're streaming on both channels. Okay. So if you could be kind enough to hit the like on both channels. If you are not subscribed to both our channels, we would appreciate if you subscribe. Of course, we're trying to grow our channel and we love doing these recaps and we take our little recaps seriously. Okay. We ain't no joke with our recaps. So we love doing our recaps. So if you can just, hit the like button and subscribe to both channels. So tonight's recap is season 2, episode 6. It's the wedding countdown. And Tamar is estranged from the family, and y'all already know how I feel. I'm feeling, I feel for Tay Tay. But that's me, okay? I be feeling for Tay Tay. I'm Team Tay Tay. I'm Team Tamar, okay? What the Will say? That's because Tamar and Tony are busy. Unlike, never mind. That's facts.
Ooh.
That's facts. Booked and busy. Booked and busy, okay? Because I just saw, I think they bring in, what they call that bride show?
Bridezillas, and Tamar is going to be hosting, honey.
Yes,
I sent you that. I think I sent y'all that in our group chat.
She booked and busy, though. She booked and busy. That's why she wanted to go at that table.
For her.
It is, but that's why she wanted to know at that table who sent that man her address, because y'all was trying to block and shut down her business and everything she likes to do. Out here making her money.
Okay, listen, we are going to have to agree to disagree on this whole situation because and I don't want people to think that I dislike Tamar. It's not that I dislike Tamar. It is the behavior that I cannot tolerate. As a 30-year-old man, I am not going to be walking around here acting like a whole child, throwing fits and cussing at people and assaulting people and just being nasty to my people. I'm just not going to do that at 30. I will cut you off and not talk to you before I be doing all that, Diva. And you know me. I will cut you off.
Your cutoff game is sick. You be like, Diva, I'm done. I'm like, wait, hold on. You going to have a conversation with them? You're not going to do this? You're like, no, that's it.
No, you have shown me who you are, and I believe you.
You going to roll with that. I ain't mad at you.
it.
I ain't mad at you, but you know what? Let's go ahead and get into season
Yeah.
2, episode 6. The Braxtons. So is, like I said, it's titled "The Wedding Countdown." So Tamar, who is that guy?
That was her friend, her producer friend who's helping her get her business. I don't want to say business manager, but he was a part of her team. He's definitely a part of her team.
He's a part of the team. You know what I like about her friends? They seem kind of like they're Team Tamar, but they seem kind of neutral, right?
Mm-hmm.
They seem kind of neutral because he was really being neutral at this little luncheon. And you know what? I love the man, but honey, when a woman start to cry, they don't know what to do because he really ain't know what to do when she started or tearing up, talking about, you know what, they just don't like me. So, you know, he was pretty much telling her, why don't you try to make an attempt to, like, you know, make up with your family because this is family, right? And she was like, I think it's just done. She said, I don't think they like me. And she said, I left the show before for my own mental health. And she pretty much was like, she's about to leave the show again for her own mental health because, you know, she said, I just going to walk away because it's just too much. And my thing is, Royaire, I get the cutoff game, but, you know, just me personally, I'm not going to be cutting off my own sisters like that. That's just me. I'm not cutting off my sister. I'm not cutting off my brother. We got to figure out what we need to figure out. And we're going to see later on how I don't think Tony is feeling too good about this either, about the tension between the sisters. So that was pretty much the scene between her and, you know, the friend or the person that's part of her team. You know, I was here for it. And I had this other scene where it was Tony and Trina, right? So Tony's in Atlanta and, you know, her and Trina are going to like a store because Trina wants to decorate her office because, you know, Trina is a real estate agent. And I commend Trina for Trina, I think, I think all the sisters have went through some financial stuff. And I feel like Trina learned her lesson well because she has multiple streams. She does her YouTube channel. She's on Instagram. She does her cooking. She's doing real estate and she's doing the show. I think Trina doesn't want to get caught up again with, you know, not having enough money to pay her bills. And so I like the fact that Trina is doing multiple things, right? She's just not relying on the check from the Braxtons. So go Trina. So they go to this store to, you know, look for furniture and stuff to decorate her office. And she's like, listen, my office is small. Okay. She showed Tony the office. She said, listen, I'm the newest one on the block, so it's small. I don't have a lot of space. This is the chairs. And you know, Tony looked at her phone, was like, so what are we decorating? Just this little room right here or whatever, this little space. And then she said, no, scroll. And when she scrolled, Tony scrolled, she allegedly saw a nude of Vaughn. I think they was full of it. I don't know if no nude was really in that phone of Vaughn, but whatever. That's what y'all want to do. That's whatever, right? So and she was like, and then Tony was like in her confessional, I can never look at Vaughn the same again. I'm gonna have to look at him from the neck up, whatever. So they had that little scene with them, you know, going decorated shopping. And I think that they gotta find pockets where they fit Tony in, because I think Tony is getting this check from Weed TV, and she ain't really clocking in that much. Tony don't be clocking in that much. Tony every now and then clocks in, and the only reason why I'm gonna be okay with Tony getting her check this season, her full check, is because the little luncheon that they split up, that was everything. So yeah. So I'm gonna be okay with Tony getting her check. But if they do a season 3, Tony, I'm gonna need you to show up and work. But anyway, that was that. Oh, and she had told Tony that, you know, Frazion Love is her client and she's going to be showing him a house. And, you know, so they talked about that. And she said, you know, she loves being in real estate. And Tony said, you know, she's a realtor, she a chef, she a doctor. Tony said she is every woman. Okay, Tony. Your thoughts?
Okay. So, you know, in regards to Tamar in this beginning scene, you know, as Tony said at the table, Tamar, you're going to look back on this and you're going to regret these moments. And here we are seeing the regret of Tamar's behavior and the way that things went down. Okay. You know, the friend, unfortunately, fortunately, is remaining neutral because he knows who his friend is. He knows who Tamar is. He knows that Tamar will go off at the drop of a hat. He knows that Tamar is not the easiest person to get along with. So we have to be real. Real friends keep it real with you. And he said, there's got to be some kind of fix to this. We need to have another sister meet. These are your sisters, Tamar. You cannot continue to go on like this. Not the sisters, but you.
Oh, my God.
Cannot continue to go on like this. This was a real friend. Calling Tamar out on her behavior, the way she did things, and we need to go back and address these issues. If you promised yourself that for your mental health, that you would no longer do this, why are we back here? You have a Grammy Award-winning voice, honey. You're so talented. You can sing. Why are we here? I understand that you love your sisters and you support your sisters and you want to be there for your sisters. But is it going to be at the expense of Tamar's own personal health and well-being? Your mother. You got to think outside of you, Tamar. Logan is looking up to you. Do better. Shout out to the friend, though. The friend said the behavior is unacceptable, sis. We got to try something else. We got to retry this because this ain't it. But we still love you and we support you. And Diva, that's a real friend. That's what I hope you would tell me if I was out here in these streets acting like that.
I got you, boo, but you were so hard on Tamar. It's terrible.
Well, because Tamar is the one that has told us that she's forgiven all of these things and she's moved on and she's let go. But the behavior do not match up with what you're saying. And we have to call out the behavior. We got to call it out. If I continue to walk around here and let you be a fool, how is that me being a good person and a good friend? No. I got to let you know. Obviously, we've pulled Tamar aside and had several conversations as individual sisters. Her and Tracy have had moments aside. They was falling out all the time. Her and Trina have moments aside. They forgive each other and they go right back to everybody and everybody has a blame as well, you know, because Tamar is not the only one, but it's the behavior in which the way she does it. And the Yama told us that your behavior diminishes the message. You know, Tony, one thing that I dislike about Tony and Trina's relationship is I feel like Tony's always putting down everything that Trina does. And Trina has talked about this in the past. And you know what, Trina, I have to apologize. Because I used to be like, Trina is just, it ain't that. It's that. It is that and then some. Trina can't cook. Trina can't drive. Trina can't decorate. Trina got a little office. Like it was just everything negative about Trina. Tony, what is up with that? Like, are you hating on Trina? Like, it's giving that's hate. Like, what? What are we doing? The you know, that it is true, Diva. You can't just be scrolling through people's phones now. Now that I do believe, you know, we do know that Trina is.
Who is on her phone?
Trina is fun and freaky. We all know Trina has always said that. So I could imagine, you know, her and Vaughn sending pictures to each other throughout the day and, you know, doing what they do. So you don't be swiping through people's phones, Diva, okay? If somebody give you their phone, you don't swipe. You let them swipe. You be like, oh, that's nice. Okay, here you go. But I am super proud of Trina, you know, walking into this venture of her real estate license and being a realtor. You know, I think from my memory, Trina is the only sister that is college graduated, you know, that went and got her degree. We seen her walk on TV. You know, that was a beautiful thing. So Trina is smart. She's talented, you know, and I think this will be a great lane for her to be in, you know, outside of the singing and the other talents that she does have. I think this will really work out for her. She has a great personality. She knows how to have fun, but she knows how to get business done at the same time as well. So those what I thought about those few things.
I appreciate you. Where everything you say about Tamar, I just say ditto. Sorry.
Because we got to be real. At
so hard on Tamar.
Years old, this is our behavior at a dinner table at 48 years old, Diva. 48. That's your little sister at the dinner table acting a fool in public.
I got nothing to say.
There is nothing to say because it's unacceptable.
Mm, mm. I'm gonna move on. Okay, I got nothing to say. I really don't. I just don't. Y'all doing too much when it comes to
Defend it. There's nothing to defend. That behavior is unacceptable. Diva, you finna go into a restaurant as a grown woman acting like that with your sisters, throwing water across the table and pulling hair and bucking up. Like, she started all of that because they wouldn't answer her question. Who else threw water across the table, Diva, and knocked glasses over?
Thank you, Takesha. She said Tamar was on college field. So
Is that them honorary degrees that we be talking about? We be paying for degrees.
That is hilarious. Okay. Ooh, child, that's hilarious. Listen.
Y'all are funny.
Towanda and Sean, you know, he likes to fly these RC helicopters, okay? They want to live their best life together. You know, these two, if I try to be neutral, they look like a good couple together. But I just got issues with Towanda. But to come to a neutral ground, they seem like a good couple together. They seem like they really love each other, and they do seem happy. Okay. So she said, he asked her if she's gonna be healed by the wedding. She's saying that she hopes so. She goes to the doctor in 2 days, right? And then they decided this little outing that there's a Mr. Larry, and they're gonna introduce mommy, Miss E, to Mr. Larry. So they call Mama E, Miss E, and she, you know, they said, we got a date for you so you could bring this date to the wedding. And they said, how do you feel about that? And you know what? Miss E needs to make t-shirts because, honey, her infamous line is "Look at God." And she said on that, she said, when they call her, she said, "Look at God." Okay. So she's happy to be introduced to Mr. Larry. And they said the way we're going to do it is we all going to go to lunch together. So she was cool with that. Cool with them like going to lunch together and her meeting Mr. Larry, right? So then the next scene is they go to Trina's house. They were in Trina's house with her and Vaughn. And you know what? Again, I'm liking Vaughn better now than I did season 1. Season 1, I could have threw Vaughn in the whole trash, okay? Especially when they was doing the lives. I just felt Vaughn was so disrespectful to Trina. And I thought he was real messy. I thought he was condescending. But, you know, I'm seeing a different side of Vaughn now. And, you know, I'm praying for Vaughn, too, because of this health scare that, you know, he has going on with the congestive heart failure. And that is a very serious diagnosis. So Trina is trying. Trina seems like she liked to cook, you know, traditional foods, and traditional in the sense that she liked to use the butter, the oils, and be frying stuff.
Literally, she is Miss E if her and her daddy would have stayed together. Like, literally.
That's facts. Because she be over there cooking, for real cooking, okay? So I seen her taking the shredded meat out the pot, but she did say she's trying to do better because of his diagnosis, you know, because she wants him to live. You could tell Trina truly loves Vaughn, because she was like, she talked to Vaughn, because she said, why did you kick me out the office when the doctor was trying to speak to you? And he said, because the truth is, I asked the doctor, was I going to die? And I didn't want you to hear that or hear the response or whatever. And he told her, the doctor said, listen, if you get your life right, you know, you got a good chance of living and being okay. So they talked about that. And, you know, he hugged her. And, you know, she said he loved to eat food off the floor. He picked up that food off the floor, kissed it up to God, and ate it. There are another two that legit, I feel better about him this season. And I do feel like they actually love each other and they're a good couple. And I'm glad that they are documenting this for the world to see, because I can only speak about Black men, right? Because I don't know anything else. But Black men really got to stop this and start going to the doctor for regular checkups.
Yeah.
I just feel like, I don't know what it is with men and these doctors, okay? So I just feel, it's a good scene to document. And again, I feel like truly she loves her husband. On a side note, and talking about Black men and doctors, I don't know if y'all saw, but I recently saw what is his darn name? Funky Dineva.
Mm-hmm.
Funky Dineva announced, not for sympathy, and I get why he announced it, right? He's letting people know he's early stage prostate cancer, and he just told people to, keep up with their blood work and going to the doctor, whatever. So prayers to Funky Dineva. I'm that chick, and Royaire is the same way. That's why we work well together. That I'm not here to be fighting against another YouTuber. There's room for all of us. And I would never want anything to happen to another YouTuber. So prayers to Funky Dineva. If you're a praying person, just send good vibes and good prayers his way. That whatever treatment he goes through or whatever he's gone through, that he gets completely healed 100%. Okay. So prayers to Funky Dineva. I just wanted to throw that in there. Since we talked about Vaughn and his health issues. Do you want me to throw in another scene, or you want to do those two scenes?
Yeah, let's do these two scenes real quick.
Okay.
Because I have little to say.
Okay.
Sean and Towanda.
You're gonna make me spit out my tea. I cannot. Okay.
I didn't read it like that. I just don't have a lot to say. So, Sean and Towanda, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for anybody that is in love and that just feels loved and just they feel like there's a great love between them. They seem happy with one another. It does seem genuine. So I'm just happy for them. Only thing I will say is I like Towanda. I mean, I don't have no if and she got her issues and stuff, but I don't feel like this broke arm situation is a real thing. I feel like it's a little dramatic. I feel
I'm over it.
I just feel like it's a little bit much.
Too much.
And what did Sean do? Do we know what Sean did?
I don't want this cast on my hand for the wedding, girl. Over it. Okay.
Do we know what Sean does?
Did you ever watch Martin, the show Martin?
Uh-huh.
Remember the character Tommy?
Yes.
He does what Tommy does.
Bye. Oh my God, I hate you. And you got me over here so invested.
I'm just saying. Okay, that's he a good man.
Oh my God.
Okay? He does what Tommy does. Okay, what Tommy did. Okay.
Oh my gosh, y'all are hilarious. You are so funny. Okay, Trina and Vaughn. Let me tell you something. I love, and I've always said this about their relationship. I told y'all last season, Vaughn is just a very traditional man. He just thinks like a man. He just man. That's just what he's always screamed to me. And so I truly enjoy the relationship dynamic that we see from Trina and Vaughn. I think they have grown since last year. You can tell that he is more in a way sensitive to her, more a little sensitive to her on camera than he was last year, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And it just seems like a real genuine love between them. Trina, and I hate this for Trina. Unfortunately, Trina is operating out of fear when it comes to her husband's health because of all of the loss that she has experienced with medical issues. We lost Gabe because of a medical issue. We lost Tracy because of a medical issue. So all of this loss around her. So now here it is with Vaughn. She's just like overly cautious, overly fearful, always just thinking about Vaughn. And we'll see even later on in this season that she tells us that even now her blood pressure is on the rise because of the stress that she is under, just worried about her husband. And I wish that Vaughn would really understand the care that Trina has for him so that he can give it in return to her in a manner that would help her, if that makes sense. Because I'm sure that he definitely cares and loves her, but she needs a special kind of care and love right now. And hopefully off camera and in their real lives, he's given that to her. But I really enjoyed this scene with them. To me, that was one of the best couple scenes of the night. You know, they have such a fun, joking relationship. He eating off the floor, you know, she praying, you know, to Tracy and God and, you know, everybody that he stopped eating off the floor. They just have a nice, fun, loving relationship. So that was a beautiful scene to me. Yeah, that's all. Oh, yes. Then go to the doctor, work out. Walk 30 minutes every day. Drink water.
Yeah.
Get you a canister, fill it up at least twice a day, and drink your water. It's Diva, you know, it'd be the simple stuff that keeps us in the hospital. Being dehydrated, not moving our bodies, like not eating, you know, enough a day, like just the simple stuff. So we got to do better, people.
I know, I agree with you. Just start with something simple. 30-minute walk. Drink your water. Yes, I totally agree. Hey, Juice. Thank you for stopping by. So, listen, guys. You know, now we have this scene with Tony and Denim. Denim is her oldest son, her firstborn. And the stylist, Ashley Thomas, okay? And he comes there to help Denim get a suit for Tawanda's wedding. Now, it's supposed to be a brown suit, and Ashley comes there with all these different colors in one brown suit. Okay, I guess we needed a scene. So, anywho, now Tony does talk about in this scene how she is like emotional that these moments are happening. All of these great moments are happening in the family, and you know, she can't even speak to Tamar, and I think it's sad. It breaks my heart that the family is going through this right now. And I think Towanda is she's sneaky, she's mean, she's evil. For even at the dinner, for her to say, "Oh, we should press charges," you're gonna press charges on your sister? I mean, I don't know. And I do feel like Towanda invited her just so that they can have a good filming, but she never wanted Tamar to come to her wedding. That's what I'm saying, and I'm sticking to it. And why wasn't Logan one of these? She had 900 groomsmen. Why wasn't Logan one of the 900? Why couldn't he be a number 899? Tawanda's full of it. That's all I gotta say about Towanda. Then we go to the lunch or the dinner with Towanda, Sean, Larry, Miss E. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all know the answer to this? Since when did Towanda, like every piece of her footwear is always cowboy boots? When did that happen? Like every time we see it now, she has on a pair of cowboy boots. I don't know where that started and when that happened, but anywho, she goes to this dinner. It's Towanda, Sean, Larry, Miss E. You know, Larry, he's cute for Miss E, if you ask me. Larry's a cyclist. Miss E came, asked him, she said, "You don't fall off the bike?" He said, "Sometimes I do." But you know, Larry from New York. Holla, I'm from New York too, Larry, okay? And Larry said he don't have no accent. And you know, so Sean and Towanda end up leaving the dinner and just letting, you know, those two be together. And Miss E invited Larry to the wedding. And Larry said he would be honored and he hope he doesn't, step on Miss E's foot while she's there. Now I thought it was cute. Towanda and Sean, they paid the bill before they left, but they wanted those two to get to know each other without them two being there, and they left. I thought it was very cute. I like that scene. Okay. And then I guess I'll go. Should I do it? I'll do one more scene. That'll be three. Tamar at her production office with Taz. Taz, I think, has been Tamar's therapist slash mentor slash spiritual guidance person. Taz, um, Taz, I'm gonna need you to do a little bit better. Tamar needs you. I'm gonna need you to do a little bit better. But Tamar talked about how she's hurt about being disinvited to the wedding. And Tamar also talked about she was gaslit. And Tamar, I'm probably the only one, but I'm here for you, girl. I think you was gaslit too. I really think Towanda is full of it, 100%. But that's only me and you and Taz are agreeing with that. So Tamar is saying that you know what, she would like to have a sister retreat, and I guess Taz is going to facilitate that, right? And then she said, and Taz asked her, how do you want this to end? A clean slate? Or y'all family again? She said she just want to keep it simple. If the sisters can just apologize to each other and come to some type of common ground, she'll be okay with that. So discuss those three scenes.
Let's see.
The first
Tony
scene
and her son. Okay, so Tony and her son, what I will say is it's nice to see that Tony's boys have grown up to be nice young men. One is graduating from the Fashion Institute. The other is graduating from Howard. I want to say Denham was her youngest son who was diagnosed with autism. To know that he is graduating from Howard University is a beautiful thing. The suits, they were what they were. We're supposed to be looking for brown suits. You got every color but brown. But it just seemed like a moment, so that's what that. Lunch, the lunch scene, Mr. Larry was not interested in Miss E.
Oh my God.
Miss E had to ask Mr. Larry to go with her to her daughter's wedding. You were supposed to be coming here to ask me to go to, like, what are we doing? Like, there was no interest. Sean and Towanda leaving was just stupid and petty. Y'all could have told them that y'all was gonna leave and let them have a moment together and pay for the bill. It was just a put together scene to me. It was what it was. Taz is Tamar's problem. You need to fire Taz and you need to get in some real holistic medical therapy. We need to call down to the Novant. We need to call down to whoever your insurance is, and get a clinical, doctoral, educated therapist, because that's what you need. Because Taz ain't doing it. Taz is a spiritual healer. We don't need spiritual healing. We need mental healing. Tamar has given me so many reasons on why she wasn't going to Towanda's wedding. First, she was invited. Then she got uninvited. Then she wasn't going because it was on her birthday weekend and she don't have time to go. How about this is your sister and you came back, in your words, because you wanted to be supportive of Tracy's dream of all of the sisters coming back together? We couldn't have held our peace just long enough to show up to this wedding just to be there in the moment? Because you're saying that you wanted to be there, but your actions are not matching up with your words yet again, Tamar. But I'm only saying these things because I'm rooting for you and I want the best for Tamar. And somebody's got to say the things. Somebody's got to tell the truth. Shout out to the Sisters Retreat. I really hope that we can mend some things at the Sisters Retreat. if we can go into the sisters retreat, we understand that you are emotional about the things that have happened, and you have every right to be upset about someone giving that man your address. And I have said this from the beginning. Tamar's questioning of the situations, there's nothing wrong with the questioning. It was the behavior after you didn't get the answers that you wanted. So if we can go into this sister retreat asking the same questions, and whatever they give us, whether it be whether you think it's true or not, you have to receive what the people say at this point, because obviously they're either you're gonna believe them or not gonna believe them, either way. But you have to find peace and move forward with it. You know, sometimes you just have to accept the apology that you're not gonna get. And you may not get an answer or an apology from this, but you have to, if you are really loving your sisters and want to be there for your sisters, like you say, you forgive it and move forward. It's the hardest thing to do, but it's the best thing to do.
Okay, we're gonna move forward.
Man, let's go.
Okay. So then so Trina, shows the house to Frazion Love. He comes through, she's doing her real estate thing, and he said he loved it and they're gonna put in an offer. I could not think of the show, but I felt like Frazion Love did the same thing for somebody else that was selling real estate. He came through and act like he was going to buy a house, and I don't think he ever bought that house. I'm praying that this was for real. But I really, in my mind, I felt like deja vu. I was like, I saw it. But whatever. He claimed he buying the house from Trina. Then he buying the house from Trina. Okay, so whatever. So Trina, Erica, NJ, Towanda, and Brooke, they all getting their nails done. For, I guess, before the wedding. I don't know. Towanda came in there playing it off like her cast was still on, but then she really got the cast off and just gotta wear a brace. And I'm like, I was playing the violin in my head. I was like, come on, I'm over this whole, is this cast, like she's two. She's a grown adult getting married, and I get it. And she's been married before. So I'm just like, girl, I'm sick of you in this cast thing, right? So that was that. They did ask Brooke, I think I forgot when she asked Brooke about her hair, like if she was wearing her hair like that to the wedding.
Yeah, it was earlier in the scene, in the flyer scene, when they talked about. And I just written that down. We must have was thinking the same thing, because
that's funny. But yeah, but Brooke is stuck on it, just like her mother stuck on purple. Brooke is stuck on this blue and whatever other color is in her head. In whatever situation Brooke got going on, but because I don't talk about the kids, I just say Brooke. Brooke was leaving her hair the way it is, okay? And that is what it is, whatever, right? So Denham graduates, and she said he got a fashion degree. Denham is the firstborn. Because she said in that scene that Denham was the firstborn. I was wondering why it was Denham's dad, though. Why wasn't Dad at the graduation? You are over there cracking up.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
But I was just wondering why. Where was Dad? Why wasn't Dad at the Look what I'm going 50 roll. Oh God. Okay, we're gonna move forward. Okay, we don't do that to the kids. Okay. So Denham is the firstborn. He graduated with a fashion degree. I just was confused why no one else was at this graduation. Where was the family? Okay, where was his dad? Maybe dad was there and just didn't want to be filmed. But I was confused about where the family was for this graduation. It didn't make sense to me that it was just Tony, her bodyguard, and Denim. Where was his brother? Okay. Anywho, after graduation, they go back to, I don't know where they went back to, but Denim was like, "Who's in my parking spot?" I said, "This is so phony. Who's in my parking spot?" And they was like, "Oh, your mom bought that for you. How much is a Maybach?" I know it's pricey, right?
Very expensive.
Well, he got the new electric Maybach, and he said this is the most insane gift I ever got. I hope it's not rented, because I love Tony, but oh, the others were there. Oh, that looks like his brother.
Oh yes, this is Gentleman Howard. Okay, wrong one. Go ahead. Let me see if I can find the
right one. That's her other son.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find the right one.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, so he said this is the most insane gift he ever got in his life. So what did Denim get for graduation? What did Diesel get for graduation?
Oh, I don't know. I had to scroll back. Hold on.
Okay, we need to know what Diesel got for grad. Ocean Dreamer said Tony has always been very generous. Patricia said his lease. I can believe his lease. Yeah, she been generous, but Tony has also filed for. I'm saying just
respect. His dad was at this one. His dad was at this one. Here's the dad. Okay, you see the picture?
Can you make that bigger? Yeah. Oh,
I don't know if they're going to show a gift in this or not, but I'm
Alexis Anosike.
Oh my God, a Maybach is around 250 to over 300,000.
Say that here.
Miss E was there. Well, why?
Tawanda's daughter was there.
Why wasn't there people there for Denim?
Well, Tawanda's daughter was there. Did you see the blue hair?
Because it's Howard. See, oh, Scratchy is there. Scratchy. Because isn't Howard in Atlanta?
I thought it was in DC.
I don't know where. That's a shame. That's an HBCU, and where it's at.
I believe it's in DC, honey. I believe it's in DC.
Oh, right here said
DC. I know. Thank you, Raheem.
We about to fail Black history over here.
You about to fail Black history. I do.
Oh God.
Oh God.
I'm just trying to find out. Thank you, Juice. Thank you, everybody. I'm just trying to find out why all of them showed up for Diesel and not Denim.
Well, we about to hold on. Let me see. Oh, okay. Here come Denim. Okay, here go Denim. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, we see Denim and Dad right here.
Oh, okay. He just didn't want to be on camera. He didn't want to be on camera.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, make that bigger. Make that bigger. Yeah, that's that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. He didn't want to be on camera. Where was Diesel's Denim stepfather? Where's Birdman at?
Bye. Come on, let's get back to the recap.
I just want to know why his stepdaddy.
You asking questions that don't need answers tonight. We appreciate
why his stepdaddy wasn't at the graduation. I'm just asking. So he got a nice car. Congratulations, Denim. What did Diesel get for graduation?
I didn't see a gift for
Go
Diesel.
to that Instagram and ask Tony.
Let me go to Diesel's page. Let me see if Diesel has. Okay, he has an Instagram. Hold on. Let me see if he put a good gift up here.
All right. So then I add one more scene. You want me to add this last scene? I might as well. Tawanda's wedding venue. They're doing rehearsal. Pastor Tim is gonna marry them. Jamie ain't playing. Jamie gets the award for being the best lady of honor ever. Jamie stood there and told them, "You're not gonna park here. You're gonna park over there."
I don't care what nobody say. Okay, what nobody say. What are you living at?
She said that. I was like, damn. Care who told you what? You need to park in the garage.
Oh my Lord.
Miss E was sitting there, and Miss E said in the confessional, Towanda deserves everything she get because she was dreaming about this.
Mm-hmm.
Miss E dramatic.
Because you was laying it low and spreading it wide. That's original Braxtons, okay?
She said she deserved this because she got hit by a car and that didn't even slow her down. She deserved it.
Thank God for Jesus.
Oh God, I can't fool with you. And that was that.
Period. Well, listen, it ain't nothing more to be said. The nail salon scene was what it was. Towanda got her cast off. Whoop-de-doo. Brooke's hair is gonna be what it's gonna be, so I guess she'll be matching her dress. So have you seen her dress yet? Okay.
I told you I ain't fooling with you. I only do it. We don't do the kids. We don't do the kids.
You're in college now, so she, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. Denham graduating from his school. Congratulations. The Maybach was everything. Obviously, stepdaddy bought that car, so that's why he didn't need to be there because he bought the gift.
Okay.
Towanda and her bridal dinner. What is that called? The dinner before.
The rehearsal dinner?
Rehearsal dinner. Yeah, the rehearsal dinner, you know, very casual. You know, it seems like the people that were there to support Vaughn and Towanda are very excited for them. They seem very happy. You know, Miss E is happy. Trina was happy. Did we talk about Trina's speech, her toast? Did we talk about that? Was that this episode?
No, it wasn't this episode.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shut up then because I don't remember.
Listen.
But yeah, overall, it was a good episode. It was. You know.
Because it was what it was, right? Mm-hmm. It was what it was. Yeah. But I enjoyed it. But like I said, I did have questions after graduation, but y'all told me to mind my business. And we do see the real-time pictures that his father was there. So amen.
For God's sakes. For God's sake.
Yeah, we need to get her little t-shirt line going, okay?
Yes.
She infamous for, honey, the look at God. Come on now.
Okay.
All right. Well, look at God. We're almost at the end of the season for the Braxtons, okay? We got 2 more episodes to recap, number 7 and number 8. But like Royaire always loved to do, you know, we're at the time where we rate this particular episode. I don't need drama all the time. And I think, you know what, for reality TV, I feel like they're giving us reality TV. I love it. I love the fact that, you know, Vaughn is willing to share his health journey that he's going through, right? So that I love that, you know, Trina is also sharing that, listen, I'm doing real estate. She keeping it real, right? Instead of sitting here. And you know what I do love about the girls? They show up to scenes regular. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not coming all the time with the Gucci, the Louis, the this, and they're not tapping into their budget for these scenes. Because some scenes I want Trina to do a little bit better. they're not even really glamming up that much for their confessionals. I will say, to me, this year the confessionals, the best person that in terms of their look and having it together is Towanda. The rest of them, the confessionals, I'm gonna need them to judge it up a little bit. And I'm not saying they got to go spend all their money, but you can still judge it up. I mean, they're looking tragic in the confessionals, but
come on, tragedy.
Okay, but Miss E always have it together in the confessionals.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to do a little bit better, but I'm not saying they got to break the bank and max out credit cards either for these confessionals. But I'm enjoying the season, and he said 8-1, 8-1 for Tracy.
Raheem know what to do. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Leave your ratings, and we'll get to those in just a moment.
I'm not here for the man unit. I'm not. I'm really not.
Oh, I didn't even notice it. I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, because he said not have hair. Listen, I'm not here for
it. Alopecia too.
I'm gonna be too.
I'm sorry. That was so wrong. I'm sorry.
Listen. I mean, yeah. That's all I can say. Now I gotta help my man glue down his hair in the morning too. Like, I mean.
Oh my God.
So I'm gonna give this episode, I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay. Overall, I enjoyed the episode for the most part. A lot of keys for me. Vaughn and Trina were my best moment in this episode. It was fun, lighthearted, but still a seriousness. I'm rating this episode a 7. Let's go, because I can't. I can't.
Oh God, go ahead.
A wig shift with the glue. I just want to shift it a little bit.
I wasn't on attack. I just was doing a little shift.
Yes, but yeah, I'm giving this episode a 7 overall. It was a 7. It wasn't the greatest episode. It wasn't the worst episode.
Right. I agree.
A 7. Ocean Dreaming says she's giving it a 10. I'm biased from being in their area. Okay. All righty. Like you said, Raheem gave it an 8 minus 1 for Tracy. Okay. Tracy. We'll come to that part in the next, I think in either this next episode or the episode afterwards. They kind of have a moment about Tracy Diva, and I truly miss Tracy and the dynamic of the full sisterhood. Like, there's a gap. There's just a missing piece. Like, there really, really is a missing piece. And I don't know how they can go forward as a sisterhood at this point, Diva, with the show. Like, I feel like Tracy missing it's that missing link. I don't know. But you know what? I did see a video yesterday, and we can get ready to get out of here. I did see a video yesterday about Kevin Jr. saying that he was invited, but unfortunately his girlfriend had a miscarriage.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was unable to make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
His father, him and his father have a podcast. I don't know if it's the father podcast, and sometimes the son comes on there. That's where he pretty much said it at. But if you go see that episode when they talk about it, Dad was giving him the side eye.
Okay.
So with Dad giving you the side eye about you talking about, because he said, "Did you have your suit?" That's what Dad asked him. Okay, this ain't the Diva. Dad asked him that. He said, "Did you have your suit?" And he was kind of stuttering and othering and muttering around about why he didn't go to the wedding or whatever. Do I believe him about the girlfriend? Yeah, but it was these something was amiss with that. And then he claimed that he couldn't get on a plane because he lost his license. Kevin Jr. is still going through a lot. I think that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's the only child that him and that Tracy and his dad have together. His girlfriend or wife or whatever they were, she left him, right after his mother passed away. I mean, that's a lot of grief to put on top of grief.
Right.
So yeah, and then him and his dad had a falling out with their relationship. It's a lot for him.
Right.
So sending up prayers for him for sure. Hooper gave this episode a 6. Will gave it a 7.5. Gladys gave it a 7. Find out if Sean is related to Tamar's producer, Tricky Stewart. Who's Tricky Stewart?
All right, so we got some digging to do.
Okay. Tricky Stewart. I had to remember that name. Okay. Well, anything before we go?
No, we'll let y'all know via our community pages, or I'll announce it in our live when we're gonna do episode 7 and then 8. Stay connected to us, but definitely on Monday we'll be back on track and we'll be doing the recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And listen, the word on the street is everybody is saying Stacey is slaying.
The girls are loving Stacey.
Yes.
Stacey is loving the girls. Okay.
Yeah. They said Stacey is that girl. She doing her thing with this show, and nobody surpassing her. Okay. They saying Stacey is doing it and doing it well. Listen,
doing it well. We're gonna be doubling up next week, Auntie. Married to Medicine starts next week on Sunday as well.
Oh, okay. We got work to do.
Yeah, Potomac at 8, and then I imagine they'll do Married to Medicine at 9. So, yes, people, stay tuned. We're excited. Did you see Candy and Dr. Heavenly's interview?
No, how was it?
It was interesting. Okay. I really think that Heavenly is doing this for the right reasons.
Oh, okay. Running?
Yeah, running for Congress, I believe it is. I believe she's doing it for the right reasons based off of the interviews that I have seen her do. She seems very serious about helping the people in her community. I think one thing that stood out to me in her interview with Candy is we all know that she's talked about having 9 practices. And all of the 9 practices that she has had are all a part of her district that she's running for. So the community knows who she is. They know that she has helped them, through the years in her dentistry. And so in that perspective, I think it's really, really going to help her in her run. She has said that they have not heard from their congressman in over 4 years. So he already doesn't have a connection with the people. She's out here making a connection with the people. She has the connection in her community. And I think it's going to work out for her. She talked about growing up on food stamps, getting free lunch, living in that, I hate to say it like this, but living in poverty pretty much. And she knows how it helped her and her family, and she wants to be able to help people in her community. So I think she's going to do well. I think she's going to do really well. And I'm rooting for her for the right reason. If she's really doing it for the right reasons, I'm really rooting for her. I really am. Because the people need a voice.
Yeah, if she is doing it for the right reasons, I'm rooting for her. But what I'm hoping is because she's going to be a friend of on this upcoming season's Married to Medicine. If she is on Married to Medicine still cutting a fool and acting a fool, then I'm not rooting for her to be anybody's political figure. I'm not. So if we see change, you always want change from Tamar. If we see change from Dr. Heavenly and she's not cutting a fool and acting a fool on that show, then I'm here for it. I don't want to see, I don't even live out there, but I don't want to see my politician cutting a fool on the TV screen and then at the political rally talking about I'm here for y'all. That would be a go for me.
If Donald Trump can do it, so can everybody else. Let it be what it's gonna be for the people.
But you see what's going on with Donald Trump in the fool.
Yeah, but listen.
No, we you know, there's some jobs, and we'll close out right here. There's some jobs where the level of seriousness that you have to take on, to me, if you're not ready, you should not do that position. Like if you're not ready to be a doctor or a nurse, then you shouldn't even go in the field. If you're not ready to be a minister, a pastor, a rabbi, you know, whichever name they want to call the person that is, you know, supposed to be connected to God and delivering a message to the people. If you're not ready for that, don't do it. One time I passed because I was checking in my church to see what ministry can I join. This was a while back. I don't even know if I'm still ready to do it. But they was like, oh, I think you'd be a good usher. No, I won't. But I got a because you know, and I'm doing better, but Diva had a mouth. Like if I told you this that pew right there, don't be walking up to the front, sit in the one I told you to sit in. So no, I could be kind to people, but I knew I wasn't ready to be an usher. So you got to know what you signing up for, and don't sign up if you're not ready to do it. I worked in retail for years, Royaire. I actually love it because I love working with people. You understand what I'm saying? But
I do.
But if the people like, don't be getting cute with me. Now,
could you go get the people together?
You know, one time I had to tell somebody, because you know, people are disgusting when it comes to fitting rooms. And in my mind, I'm like, would you do that in your house? They trying to close. I'm okay, fine if you can't put the clothes back on the hanger properly, Royaire. Okay, I'll get over that. But you leaving the clothes on the floor, that's not right, because somebody else has to maybe buy that outfit or those clothes. You understand what I'm saying? You say, like, don't throw the clothes on the floor. At least put them on the bench. This one chick left them. I was like, really, don't you want to leave all them clothes on the floor like that? It was just everywhere. Like, don't do that. So when I go in stores now, if I, you know, trying on stuff, I put it back on the hanger. I'm not saying I may get it 100% right, but I'm putting it back on the hanger. I'm asking you, do you want me to put it back on the rack? Like, I'm not just throwing that stuff everywhere. But the point of the conversation is be ready for the position that you choose to be in.
Yeah.
Because the people are counting on you. Because the people are counting on you.
We rooting for you. We out here rooting for you.
Rooting for you. I was rooting for you. Name of Tyra Banks, okay? But anyway, guys, we love y'all. Y'all know the routine. If y'all ain't hit that like button on the way in, please hit it on the way out. And do Ray and I a huge favor and hit the like button on both of our channels. We so appreciate it. Listen, we'll see y'all on our next recap. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Bye.